Hey everyone, it's Katie here again. So today I'm going to talk about something that makes me a bit uncomfortable to talk about, but I believe sometimes we need to have these uncomfortable conversations in order for change to actually happen. Sorry, I'm just grabbing some notes that I wrote down about it. So I'm going to talk about grooming. Firstly, what is grooming? So grooming is a process in which a predator will take to start a sexual relationship with their victim. So grooming can actually happen to anyone of any age. So it could happen to a child, it could happen to an adult, or it could actually happen to a elderly person or something. So yeah, it's not just confined to children, definitely, unfortunately. So firstly, if they give them money or gifts or, really extravagant things that they wouldn't otherwise get, elsewhere. Also, gaining the family's trust. They'll often use, you know, they'll do anything they can to gain the family's trust. So they're very willing to help. They'll try figure out how they can fit into that family so that they can make their way and gain the trust of the family in order to attack their victim, I guess. They'll like may offer to babysit or offer to help with cleaning or picking up the kids from school or anything really. They'll be really willing to help. So something that I know, because I myself am a survivor of childhood sexual abuse, and that is that a lot of hopefully this is going to be really helpful. So most people, I don't think, know this, but when they think of a pedophile, they think a monster. They think, an awful, horrible, terrible person, which is absolutely true. I 100% believe you. They are a monster, really. But I hate to say it, but quite often they're actually really kind, really cooperative, and I don't know, just overly friendly, friendly to the point where it's actually creepy. I can't really explain it, but there's been a few instances where, I've actually recognised that because someone has, I don't know, just been overly friendly, I guess because of my experiences growing up and stuff, and, being abused, and, I recognise it a lot easier than what a lot of other people say. So if a child ever says anything to you about, they don't feel comfortable with someone, just believe them. Don't leave them alone with them. Please. Because no matter how nice and kind and caring and whatever this person looks, it can be literally anyone. That's another thing, is don't automatically trust family just because they're your family. Unfortunately, that breaks my heart to have to say, but I guess I guess just again, believe your child, or a child, if they tell you that something's happening to them or they don't feel comfortable, just really help them with that, so that they can really so that they can get help a lot sooner, and so that they don't have to go through what so many of us have. Also, if like someone all of a sudden starts speaking really highly of someone, so they might not have spoken about someone much at all before, but all of a sudden they're just saying, oh, this person's so wonderful, they're so great, and they're just speaking like the absolute world of them, like that's something to be suspicious of, because a lot of children will actually use that as a way to hide it, I guess, because they don't want anyone else to know what's going on and stuff. So, or it could happen during the grooming process before the relationship turns sexual. Also, they'll say all the nice things that they know that the victim wants to hear, that if they're not getting what they want to hear from someone, and they know that, they'll say all those things that they want to hear, also, like, if someone's like hasn't got kids but they're like hanging around a place where there is a lot of children, like a library or a school, and they're just kind of lingering like round there, that's like, don't, like, just run as fast as you can from that person. Basically just report them, because hopefully I don't sound crazy, but most people wouldn't hurt someone, but I'd like to think, but the thing is these creepy people, they look like everyday people sometimes, so just be wary, I guess, if someone's lingering outside somewhere and they don't really have a reason to be there, for example. That's really important for you, Also, they'll start isolating the child from their family, or even in an adult grooming situation, they'll isolate you from friends and family, so they'll stop you, like, for example, if it's a partner, they might stop you from being able to see your friends and family, and they'll make you feel like you're going to be nothing without them, and you can't live and exist out in a world outside of theirs. So I guess, like, sorry, my nose was itchy. So just, like, I guess, yeah, like, or if it's a child, then they might pick them up from school when the parents usually do it, or they usually walk or something like that. They'll find, like, they'll try and figure out ways to be alone with the child or person, basically. So definitely, like, take note of who's, if someone picks up your kid from school and you weren't expecting it, set those boundaries and put them in place, so that hopefully you can prevent such things from happening, hopefully, or if it is happening, then you can kind of get your child help a lot earlier. Also, like, they'll start being so if, like, someone starts becoming really secretive and not, like, I don't know, like, say, for example, if it's online, because, like, nowadays it can happen online so much, which is absolutely devastating, but if they're, like, being really secretive with technology and stuff, all of a sudden, like, if they start changing the way that they're like before they would be able to leave their phone down on the table, whereas now they're like taking it with them everywhere they go, you know. That's something to be, you know, you might want to have a conversation with them around that, because, you know, it is important to be able, like, I want them to be able to trust you, so whatever you do, don't go through their phone, like, or whatever. Well, probably if they're a young enough child, I think that would be okay to go through and have a look. But, you know, if they are a teenager or something like that, you do want to keep their privacy. So just having a conversation with them and, you know, being honest and saying, is everything okay? And, you know, somehow having that discussion, even though it's a tough discussion to have, because, you know, quite a lot of people who abuse people, they'll threaten them, so they'll say, oh, if you tell anyone, I'll kill your family or your pet, or, you know, because usually they get to know the victim quite well before they, you know, start really abusing them, I guess. Sorry, this is a hard video for me to make, but I guess because it's like so, like, I don't know, it's just that I don't want anyone else to have to go through what so many of us have. Also, like, touching that seems innocent, like hugs, and like maybe they'll pat you on the back, or they'll, I don't know, touch your leg or something like that. That's something to be like, please, if you're a parent, like, please notice that and put boundaries in place and stuff like that, so that, you know, hopefully, like, I know most people aren't like most people hopefully would not do that, but, you know, the thing that I want you to get from this video is that these terrible people, they're very good at hiding who they really are, so just be cautious and, you know, trust your instincts, I guess. So if they're like touching, which seems innocent, maybe talk to them about it, or confront them, because, you know, it is so important to have boundaries in place, and that they know that there's boundaries in place, you know. And obviously speak to your child as well about how, you know, also, like, quite often these disgusting people will use, like, curiosity to, like, a child's curiosity to abuse them, which is absolutely disgusting, and I find it absolutely vile. But, you know, like, because children are quite curious, especially when they're quite young, around, you know, the body and stuff like that. So, you know, the abuser might use that as a teaching them, which is disgusting. Like, ugh, it just grosses me out that there's people like that exist. But, you know, they'll use those, like, quite often also, especially when, like, it's in adult grooming, they'll use their vulnerability against them. So, like, say if they've already had sexual abuse in the past and they disclose to this person that has happened in their past, this person will use that against them. So they'll say, oh, if you tell anyone about our relationship, then I'll tell everyone about what happened to you, or they'll like use manipulation, like basically because they know that you've already been through it, you know that, because you've already been through it before, it's more likely to, like, if it happens again, you're more likely to think that that's normal, if that makes sense. So, you know, it's your normal, I guess, even though it isn't really normal, it's devastating. But, you know, there's disgusting people who will use vulnerability against people, which is just disgusting. And you know, these disgusting people, they're all really good manipulators quite often. So just trust your instincts, and yeah, next week I'm going to do a video on how you could probably, hopefully, prevent this from happening, and also like what you can do to, what to do if, you know, it's already started happening, and you know, how you can intervene and stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you found something helpful, or learnt something from this. If you want to like it, then go ahead. If you don't like it, dislike, I don't know. No, I'm just being weird now. Anyway, I'll see you again next week. Alright, bye!